Akemashite omedetou! Happy New Year, my fellow language learning nerds. How are you? I thought with it being my first video of the new year that I would do a kind of look back / look forward at my language learning kind of hopes and goals for this coming year, for 2022. I had actually planned to do this video a couple of weeks ago, but I wasn't too well, so instead of being the final video for the year, it's the first video of the year, yay! So yes, I have a few hopes and goals for the coming year for my Japanese language learning, and I thought I'll go over with them with you, so I kind of have a record of it. So I'm kind of half committing to it, sort of, maybe. I say hopes and goals because a few of them are more definitive goals, like an actual thing that I want to do, while some of them are more like a kind of hope that I want to try and do this thing. So there's not necessarily like a, you know, I did this one thing and I can tick it off a list sort of thing. It's a thing that I might kind of do. Yeah, that was a good explanation, right? Hopping right into it, my first one is one that I've mentioned before in a previous video, so I thought I'll get it out of the way first, and that's that I want to do the JLPT. So that is a very obvious goal for me to do in this coming year. Hopefully, if plans go okay and it's not cancelled because of restrictions or anything, this will be happening in July. I did have a quick double check before I started recording, and SOAS, which is where I will be doing my test if it does happen, they don't even have any dates on their website. They're just like, it's penciled in for both me and for the JLPT. Okay, the next one is italki. So for ages I was like, what can I do to improve my Japanese? I think if I practice speaking with someone, like having a conversation class, you know, one-to-one with a teacher, if I actually speak Japanese, that will 100% guarantee improve my language skills. Guaranteed. And then I didn't do anything about it because I was too scared to speak out loud. But at the end of last year, I finally kind of got my arse in gear and actually booked some italki lessons, and I did them for the first time, and surprise surprise, they were really good for me, and I actually really enjoy and look forward to my lessons now with the tutor that I picked on there. Yeah, what can I say? Speaking more meant that I improved my speaking. Who knew? I would be stupid not to continue this into this year. So that is a goal of mine, is keep on booking those lessons and keep practicing speaking, and there'll be improvements. It's like I'm kind of guaranteed to have improvements on this skill. So yeah. So I better not do that. Yes. Okay, next point, and that is kanji. So I really like learning kanji, and I've been learning from this particular textbook, which I was introduced to via my teacher, who I see like once a week in class. It's this one, this Kanji Look and Learn. I think I've showed it off a couple of times in videos, but I've not actually like done a review of it, or like on my little series, my Japanese bookshelf series. I've not done a video on it specifically, but I really like it. It took me from my first ever kanji, which is where I first started trying to learn them, and I use it in conjunction with the workbook, which I feel work very well together. But yeah, basically I've been working my way through this, and the book says it will teach you 512 of them, and I am like 450-ish, so I'm most of the way done. So I feel like that is a nice little goal I can set myself for this year, which is I'm finally going to finish this book. I'm going to have all of those kanji in my head. And yeah, so that's my goal. I want to finish this book. And kind of as soon as I finish it, I'm not going to immediately start to open another book and dive straight into that. I'll probably still stick with this book for a little bit to try and cement what I can in my brain before hopping into another book. I do have another book. I did buy a kanji book in preparation for me finishing this one. I managed to find a book that I was like, maybe I'll continue on with that one, but that's much later down the line. That's later down. I won't think about that one yet. I will finish my kanji book. Yes, that is my goal. Okay, the next one is just a continuation, really, just my hope, to continue my weekly Japanese lesson, my class that I go to. I get my bag ready and I go to class, and then I'm there with the teacher and my fellow students. I go to this once a week. It's like an hour and a half. And I want to continue doing that. I feel like it's been a good base to kind of build upon. So if ever I've wanted to do extra study, it's usually been based from those classes, whether it's like, okay, I need to refresh some grammar points, I go back to my notes. That's where I got my kanji book from. So it's kind of like been my little Japanese foundation. And for that reason, I'm definitely going to be continuing that. In fact, from today, I think I've got like a couple of weeks before classes start back up from the New Year break sort of thing. Also, it is quite nice, that little socialness with like the teacher and the students. It's really nice. From last year, the kind of first half was very much like we were kind of isolated from each other because the classes had to go on Zoom, and that had its benefits, don't get me wrong, but it was also very nice the first time last year when we were able to meet up again in a classroom and say hi to everyone. That was really nice. So yeah, there's a nice little social aspect there as well, which I quite like. Reading. I like to read. Last year was able to read 3 manga in Japanese, and I was like, yes, I did reading. And 3 manga doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm quite proud that I was able to do 3 manga novels last year, and I understood a lot of it. In particular, the last one that I read, Spy Family, I enjoyed reading that so much that I really want to continue that, both that story and also continue reading manga in Japanese. I just want to do more of that. So, considering that I read 3 last year, I think I will use that as my minimum for this year. Minimum manga that I will read this year is 3, but maybe I'll set a maximum that I want to try and aim for, and that will be 6. I'll try and double it. Yeah! I am tempted to make all 6 of those Spy Family. If I just read all of that, that would be good. I really like that story. That's so good. Can't wait for the anime. Okay, kind of my most important goal / hope for this coming year, I think, will be my listening. I think last year I wanted to improve it, and I did a bit, but not enough. So this year I kind of feel like I really need to get my butt in gear and do some listening. And I want to have a mixture of passive listening and active listening. Basically, listening for funsies and listening for study reasons. That's basically what I want to do. In particular, I think the listening for like study reasons, I do want to improve that much more, because I did a bit more passive listening last year, and while I will continue that, I want to do things where I'm like I've got loads of there's loads of YouTube videos and podcasts that I've kind of got down on my lists, and it's designed for you to do your listening to, and I just need to listen to more of those. I need to kind of put more effort into doing that listening. I have been doing the kind of passive one a little bit more at the end of last year. Mainly that came in the form of Disney movies. I found on Disney Plus that they have the audio tracks in Japanese now, which is great, so I've been listening to a load of those. And I think like an old style of dubbing, if it had music in it, would be, okay, we'll dub all the talky bits into the target language, but any songs, we'll just leave it in the kind of English, and then we'll put subtitles. It'll be fine, don't worry about it. But I think Disney, maybe more other movies as well, but the Disney ones on Disney Plus have been dubbing all the songs into Japanese as well, and that's basically some of the best bits of Disney cartoons, is their music. And so I maybe have been rocking out to some Disney music in Japanese. It's for learning reasons. Actually, just the other day, me and my partner watched Encanto for the first time, and it's such a great movie. And then the next day we watched it again because we enjoyed it so much. And then the day after that, I was like, let me just check. And they did have it in Japanese, so then, obviously, I got to watch it again so that I can listen to it in Japanese. Furechatame Bruno, no. Can you tell that I love that movie? Okay, bring it back to what you're actually talking about, not just going on about Disney movies. Yes, more listening. More fun listening, like Encanto, but also more study listening as well, because I really do want to improve my listening, because it's just, I'm so bad at it. Those are my main goals and hopes for learning Japanese in 2022. But I do have one little kind of extra PS note that I would like to add, but it's not on the kind of main list because it's not to do with Japanese. And that is, this year I want to allow myself just little indulgences every now and again, not often, every now and again, to indulge in a little other language learning that isn't Japanese. I have done that sort of thing before, but last year, like every time I was like in the mood to do some studying, I would always just go to Japanese. It's my main goal, like that's what I want to do, is learn Japanese. But every time I kind of thought, maybe I'll just like look up a few things about such and such a language, I kind of ended up stopping myself to be like, no, you should be learning Japanese. Why aren't you learning Japanese? More Japanese. In that regard, I think I'd probably first kind of go back and brush up my vocabulary in British Sign Language, mainly because that was a lot of fun to learn, and I don't want what I had learnt to kind of drip out of my brain and I just end up kind of forgetting it. So I think I might try and pop back into that soon and try and refresh the vocabulary that I should have in my brain. It's not a lot, but you know, a little something is better than nothing at all. That is kind of my penciled in plans, goals, hopes, dreams for this coming year for my language learning. I feel pretty hopeful because I feel like the end of last year especially was particularly good, as in I felt like I did make some good improvement, and so I kind of want to get all that good feeling and just dump it into this year to try and be like, yeah, I can do more, I can keep going with this. Hopefully it will make for a good language learning year. Yay! There's still an awful lot of improvement that I could do and should do, but I don't feel like it's some massive intimidating mountain anymore. I feel like it's a challenge that I can do. So with that feeling, I want to keep on going. Yeah. Okay, that's me done. That's me done chatting about what I kind of want to do, what I hope to do for the upcoming year. So if you have any plans for yourself for your own language learning goals, please do let me know, because it would be really interesting to know what people are planning to do. And let's smash those goals together. Yay! If you've watched until the end of the video, thank you so much. I highly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble on. I will leave you to get on with the rest of your day, so hopefully we'll see you in the next video, and may your grammar be structured and your vocabulary varied. Bye!